Hello ARMY, welcome back to the Taekook Spotlight channel. Have you ever noticed how a small change can spark a huge conversation across the fandom? Sometimes it's not an announcement, not an official statement, not even a major event. Sometimes it's a look, a silence, or someone who looks a little different. And that's what fans have been talking about lately. Over the years, Jungkook and Taehyung have shared countless memorable moments that have brought smiles to millions of fans' faces. Their relationship has become one of the most closely watched relationships in BTS's history. But lately, a different story has begun to catch people's attention. As Taehyung is seen spending more and more time with Park Seo-joon and the rest of the Wooga Squad, fans are starting to notice details that might have previously gone unnoticed. A quick comment, a small reaction, or even a few unexpected moments spark questions and discussions on social media. Is this just the natural progression of a friendship? Or are fans trying to read into something that wasn't meant to be seen? Before you form your own opinion, be sure to watch until the end, because the story behind this discussion is far more interesting than many might imagine. Over the past few months, what started as a simple observation has slowly grown into one of the most discussed topics among BTS fans. Every new photo, public appearance, and encounter involving Taehyung and the Wooga Squad has attracted incredible attention. At first, many people thought nothing of it. Taehyung has long been known to have a wide circle of friends outside of BTS. His relationship with Park Seo-joon and the other Wooga Squad members was also nothing new. However, as these moments became more frequent in the public eye, some fans began to notice someone who seemed to remain silent amidst all the talk. That person was Jungkook. And it was precisely that silence that became the subject of discussion. As social media celebrated Taehyung's latest activities, many fans revisited old interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, live broadcasts, and interactions that for years were considered part of one of BTS's most beloved friendships. The comparisons gave rise to more and more interpretations. Suddenly, every expression felt important. Every appearance was analyzed. Even the briefest of moments became the subject of lengthy discussions. What made this situation even more emotional was the timing. As the BTS members went about their individual activities and journeys, fans naturally became more sensitive to the changes they saw. The relationship they had followed for years felt incredibly close to many. This is where discussions began. Some believed nothing had changed. Others felt there were differences clear enough to notice. No single opinion truly dominated, and the debate continued to grow day by day. Then came a moment that remains frequently discussed. It wasn't a major announcement, nor was it a shocking revelation. Quite the opposite. The moment was so simple that most people might have missed it. But for those accustomed to paying attention to detail, it was compelling. When clips began circulating on social media, fans immediately shared their views. Some found it emotional. Others argued that the whole thing was overblown. Others argued that people were simply attaching more meaning to something that was actually quite ordinary. But despite the differences of opinion, one thing became abundantly clear. People were paying attention. More than ever. The conversation then expanded far beyond just one clip. Old memories were revisited. Photos that had previously been overlooked felt relevant again. Past interactions were seen in a different light. The more fans joined in the discussion, the more emotional the story became. But to this day, one question remains unanswered. How does Jungkook really feel about everything that happened? No one really knows. And perhaps that's why millions continue to watch, comment, and discuss it. Because sometimes, the most powerful stories aren't built from what's said, but from what's never said. Perhaps that's what keeps this story alive today. Not because there are clear answers. Not because someone finally revealed everything. But because everyone sees something different about the same moment. As time passes, one simple fact emerges that many fans continue to remember. No matter how much life changes, no matter how many new friends appear, and no matter where one's journey takes them, the relationships built over the years never fade. Many fans look back on how Jungkook and Taehyung's journeys have evolved since BTS's early days. They grew together. They learned together. They faced the same pressures. They went through incredible experiences that are difficult for those outside their circle to comprehend. That's why, for some fans, even the smallest changes feel far more profound than they actually are. A simple photo can spark thousands of comments. A brief expression can spark discussions for days. Even a moment of silence can give rise to various interpretations. But amidst all the theories and assumptions, there's one thing that's often overlooked. We only see a small fraction of their lives. What's seen on camera is just a few seconds out of thousands of hours that the public never sees. What appears on social media is also only a small fraction of the actual reality. And sometimes, what's unseen is more important than what is seen. Perhaps that's why many fans are starting to see this situation from a different perspective. Instead of trying to find conflict where there isn't necessarily one, they're starting to focus on something simpler: how human relationships develop over time. Because the reality is, everyone will meet new friends. Everyone will have new experiences. Everyone will find environments that help them grow into more mature individuals. And that doesn't mean old relationships are any less meaningful. Often, the strongest relationships don't need to be constantly proven. They're relationships that don't need the public spotlight. They're relationships that remain even when the cameras are off. Perhaps that's why this story resonates so deeply with so many people. Because ultimately, it's not just about Jungkook. It's not just about Taehyung. And it's not just about Wooga Squad. This is a story about change. About growth. About how one learns to accept that life moves on. But there's one thing that always touches fans when they look back on their journey. Despite the changes over the years, the mutual respect between the BTS members has always been clear. They've gone through successes and failures. They've faced pressure and sacrifices. They've shared both happy moments and difficult times. All of these experiences have formed a bond that's hard to explain. Perhaps that's why most fans ultimately come to the same conclusion. Not every story needs a definitive answer. Not every moment has a hidden meaning. And not every silence means something is wrong. Sometimes silence is just silence. What one person sees as distance, another might see as maturity. What one perceives as change could simply be a natural process of growth. In the end, no one outside of them truly knows the answer. And perhaps they don't need to. What's certain is that over the years, Jungkook and Taehyung have provided countless precious memories for millions of fans around the world. Memories that make people laugh, move, and linger long after the speculation has passed. Because when all the debates die down, when all the theories stop being discussed, and when every analysis finally ends, what's left isn't rumors or assumptions. What's left are memories. Memories of the long journey they've been on together. And perhaps that's the most important thing of all. So what do you think, ARMY? Is all this just fans' interpretations of ordinary moments? Or do you see something different? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy discussions like this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the latest videos from the Taekook Spotlight channel. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video. And remember, sometimes the most interesting stories are not the ones with answers, but the ones that leave us wondering even after they're over.